Hey Practicum, we're in week 9, which means that we're over halfway done with the semester. And hopefully everybody had a great weekend and everybody's recovering from the candlelight hike. We have a few schools that'll be coming out next week, as well as a fun fall harvest festival out at Suez. So let's take a look at the schedule. For Monday, we have 2 groups coming out. We have Emmanuel Lutheran School coming out. It's only 14 fourth graders, so it's a really small group that you'll be teaching. And it looks like Lindsay's going to be doing tree ID in the morning for an hour. You only have an hour, so keep that in mind. There is a lesson plan online. You'll be doing a lesson prep for that. Shayna's going to be doing the nature study with the first and second graders. At 12:45, we have Karen doing the Native Americans lesson, and that's a lesson prep for that. And Lindsay will be doing Early Explorers at 2:30, and you'll be doing a lesson prep for that. Katie's gonna join Karen and Lindsay for the evening program that night. So we're meeting out at 9:30 in the morning, and then Katie will drive out later to join them. We also have the SPASH environmental AP class, environmental science class coming out that Raj will be working with. And basically they're going to be doing a lot of water testing, water quality testing, and macroinvertebrate sampling. So Raj, you're going to want to have DNet set up for them. I can show you the different types of water quality test kits we have. They're in the lake ecology bin downstairs. They'll be using all the bottoms up equipment. They'll probably need to get that bottom sampler, the dredge sampler, and then the water sampler that it's an alpha bottle that we have downstairs. So you're going to be working with them. They do kind of want to have a picnic lunch, maybe out at the beach or somewhere else, maybe even on the boats. You can talk to Carla that morning. She's the teacher from SPASH, and she's a former SWES intern, practicum student, graduate student, so she's done it all out here. And she'll be teaching the lessons with them mostly, but I'm sure Raj, you'll have a lot you can share and assist them with. They want to be out in the canoes, and Carla will want to be out on a kayak that day. So hopefully we'll have good weather for that too. They're arriving at 8 a.m., so Raj, I'll meet with you and we can just make sure we're ready for their arrival. We might be getting some things prepped early in the morning for them. Okay, Tuesday we have Emmanuel Lutheran still here, so for those of you that are coming out that day, we'll be meeting out here at 7:15, and we just have a few programs going on. Katie's going to teach the Pioneers lesson, Hillary's going to teach Digging Up the Past, and Roxy's teaching the Lumberjack Olympics. So those are all lesson preps that you'll need to prepare for next week. Bree's going to be doing the 3rd through 6th grade nature study lesson, and from my notes, what we discussed is that Bree is going to do something about skulls, so using the skullduggery lesson to help lay that out for the day. So that's how Tuesday's going to go, and then we'll wrap up with them. Wednesday we have the Iola Scandinavia schools coming out. That's 2nd graders, so little guys coming out, and there's a lot of them, 46 of them, but they'll be in 4 field groups. We'll be meeting out in the morning at 7:45 a.m. and Rick, you'll do a lesson prep for Feathered Friends. Lindsay will do one for Colorful Confusion. Shane will do a lesson prep for Magnificent Mammals. Nick will also do one for Magnificent Mammals. Alec will do one for Feathered Friends. And I think that covers everybody that's teaching out for lesson preps. For lesson plans, Christopher, you're going to work with the pre-kindergarten, kindergarten age group. You and I need to touch base a little bit about what the theme is going to be for that program. But when I talked to the teachers, they were interested in doing some very basic things like shape hunts, like hunting for different shapes in nature, looking for different specific autumn colors in nature. And we can talk a little bit more about that. Touch base with me. Jake is going to be doing a revised version, so you're going to want to rewrite your lesson plan for the BAT program for the 1st and 2nd graders, change some of those slides out, focus more on fact and fiction with bats and less on like the different species of bats in Wisconsin. So we'll expect a new lesson plan written for that. Holly, you're going to write a lesson plan for the 3rd through 6th graders, and from what we had discussed, looks like you're going to be probably doing something on spiders that day for them. So something related to spiders, and if you have problems or issues with ideas, you can talk to me about that. Alright, then Thursday is the Fall Harvest Festival that we'll be doing for the charter school. So families are invited to this. It'll basically be an all-day event. I'm not going to have you guys arrive out to Suez until what time did I say? 9:30 a.m. But once you arrive, you can expect that we'll be setting up some crafts and activities for the school. We are going to be setting up the Nature Recyclers program that you did at the Schmeekly Reserve for your Friday night program. You're going to basically deliver that same program from 1 to 1:30 or 2 to the students out at SWES, and hopefully we can set up an outdoor stage area for that. Since Courtney can't be out here that day, we will probably have somebody replace her role, and Lindsay actually should not be on the schedule for this day. So Lindsay, if you're part of the play, we will have to see if we can replace you as well. So we may spend part of the morning adjusting roles and things to make sure that's going to work out smoothly. But Lindsay will not be performing that program either. And we also have Sam doing a nature study. They still have morning lessons, so nature study will happen in the morning with Sam. And what did we discuss? I believe we talked about sorting squash. That's what you're going to do with the kindergartners. Sorting squash and talking about the texture and shape of squash and looking for some of those colors. So you'll be doing that for them before we have the afternoon events. And I imagine we'll probably be wrapping up somewhere around 3:30 or so, 3:34 after everybody's gone and done with everything. Friday we have a charter school coming out, the Alps Charter School from Oshkosh, 19 students, and we are going to do something a little different and special for them. It's going to be challenge course in the morning with Megan and Courtney, so you'll do lesson preps for those. And then Diana is going to teach survival strategies along with Jordan. And I believe that, Diana, you have taught survival strategies. You can do a revised lesson prep for that. And you'll just need to look at the revised lesson plan rubric for that. It's on D2L to see what you need to change. But this is called Survival Strategies with Compass and GPS. Basically, they would like to make it, you have a little bit more time, an hour and 45 minutes, and what we'd like to do is maybe start out the lesson by showing them, giving them a GPS coordinate, and then following a GPS coordinate out to somewhere out in the woods. And so that way they'll gain a little experience with GPSs. And then after that, we're going to have this scenario where they ran out of batteries, they're lost in the woods. So what are they going to do? They're going to do the survival strategies lesson, building fires, building shelters. And then we're going to need to make some time at the end of it so that they can learn how to basically use the basics of a compass, and we'll have a map for them. We can take a bearing from a map, and then they will use a compass to orient themselves back to SWES. So that's what they're going to do, and it'll be pretty exciting. It's just going to be modifying that survival strategies lesson. So Diana, Jordan, we can talk a little bit about how to add in those components, and if you need my help to teach components of that, like the GPS or the compass portion of it, I can assist with that. So that's the schedule for the week. Everybody's going to have a goal for this week too, and that's to incorporate some eurythmy into your lesson. Eurythmy is not something, it's not the Eurythmics, you're not going to be singing sweet dreams to them. Eurythmy is a style of learning that is very popular in Waldorf, and we can incorporate it both into the Waldorf programs, but also into the visiting school group programs too. It's art. It's movement. It's using movement in learning. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a way to teach something that involves movement. It may be like, for example, let's say you're teaching like bottoms up this week. If you were teaching that and you were trying to talk about the different layers of the lake, you may actually have the students like physically hold their arms out for the epilimnium, the hypolimnium, and the thermocline in between, and make some sort of movement so that they learn those words. So it's learning through movement. So you may use your vocabulary in order to do that. Or I don't know, I'll have to come up with some other ideas, or if you should be able to come up with ideas on how you can teach something and use movement. So it may be, walking in a circle and having them repeat something after you in order to memorize something. But you're going to incorporate eurythmy. You can Google it and learn what eurythmy is all about. So that's the goal for the week. This is your schedule. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please note all lesson preps and lesson plans are due 2 days in advance before the day that you're teaching. I don't expect the staff that are coming out on Thursday to submit anything, but I do expect that you're going to be ready for your program, so come out with all of your costumes, anything that you might need in order to deliver that program. All right, that's it. I'll talk to you soon.